What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with the one, the only...
Gersh1.
And I'm the Sound Alchemist, and we're back at it to bring you 40 facts on the Warhammer 40K universe.
You hype me up too much. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what Timothy Armstrong did. A nice, wholesome name. What are the recruitment policies of people like the Sisters of Battle and other female forces? So we could just go through the Imperium and let you know like the recruitment policies of most of those forces because it's all kind of the same. So in order to become part of the Sisters of Battle, the Commissar, the Scions, what are they called? The Tempestus Scions.
Yep.
Even the Inquisition, you first have to start off at the Schola Progenium or something like that, and you have to be of noble birth. You just have to be born from a military serving, or your mom or dad needs to serve in the military, which
pretty much
everybody, yeah. And then you go through the school, and then the ones that are picked for the Sisters of Battle are usually the ones that are the most devout. For the to the Imperial Creed, for women, right?
Right.
Commissars are the ones with the highest of the high in terms of just overall aspects, military, your Imperial Creed, discipline, all that kind of stuff. And then the Tempestus Scions, you're a good shooter, you're a good soldier, stuff like that.
Yep.
And yeah, those are the recruiting requirements for that. Sisters of Silence is different.
Right. Because those, you gotta be a...
no.
Yeah, a blank, so to speak. When it comes to... What's that one? Penal? There's like penal legions, and that you just gotta be a criminal, or you gotta be incarcerated. Yep.
And then each individual regiment has its own recruitment needs.
Right.
But for the most part, Imperial Guard regiments, you have to be born in a specific world in order to be part of that regiment.
Yeah, pretty much if you're like working as like in a hive city or something like that, chances are you'll probably stick to that. You won't there's very little chances of you being like a low class worker to get into the Imperial Guard.
Right. Yeah.
Now we could talk about all the other Xenos races, but you'll get more in depth. This was just specifically Imperial, right?
Yeah, and with other Xeno races, like the only other is like Eldar, because they have different paths. Mm-hmm. But you're supposed to go into each path, right?
Right. You go to a path and you basically stay on that path until you master it, and then you spend another 1,000 years following another path. With the Tau Empire, it's kind of the same thing. Oh, yeah. You're only a warrior if you're in the fire caste. There's no
no crossing swords.
Yeah, no crossing swords, no crossing streams. Stay in your caste. Stay in your lane.
There you go. Next question.
This one's by Venus before Mars. How would the heresy have gone if the loyalties of the Primarchs were reversed? For example, Horus, Fulgrim, etc. were loyal, Guilliman, Vulcan, etc. were chaos. And would that still be called the heresy? Maybe the Russ heresy? We answered something similar to this, right?
Yeah, we said which ones would be traitors.
Right.
So I think what would end up happening though is there would be a victory for the Imperium, just like in the Horus Heresy. The Emperor, I don't think, would be in the Golden Throne. I think Magnus, with his sorceress powers, if he was a loyalist, then
that's a huge bolster.
Yeah. He would be the one on the Golden Throne, and the Great Crusade would have continued.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think would be the main baddie, like instead of Horus?
That's a tough one, because like Russ, I don't think has the logic, so Tzeentch really wouldn't want to empower Russ. Sanguinius.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think Sanguinius would have been the bad guy.
I'd go with Alfarius and Omegon.
Well, I mean, they were villains though.
Right. Where are they?
So it'd just be the same.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing.
Alright, next question.
Noob Gamer. What's the best Chaos God to serve?
Personal opinion, Tzeentch.
Yeah, because I feel like you get the more out of it than any of the other ones.
If you check out our horrible realities on a Chaos Space Marine's life, I mean, the only bad thing is that you might go crazy.
Too much knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I was gonna say Nurgle, but
Yeah, no.
no. You'd get all like bubbly.
All pus filled. The next question comes from a chill troll. What would happen if an orc believed that a Kroot eating the Emperor could cause the Kroot to become the Emperor? Nothing. Because that's not how orc powers work. If an orc believes he's gonna revive after he gets shot, he's not gonna revive.
Well, in a way, yeah, because it's his spores.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But, like, we can say that now. Like, technically, through our offspring, we live on. But that's just a bunch of bull. You die, you die.
Silver Cross. What would happen if the Emperor died during the Great Crusade or before the gathering of all the Primarchs? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, the Imperium would be a lot more fractured. And I think each Primarch would have their own, like...
section of space.
Yeah, like fiefdom or kingdom. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'd actually like that.
Because instead of having Space Marine chapters fighting Chaos war bands, you would just have different Primarch empires fighting each other.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I still think that maybe like, what's his name? Conrad Kurz or Magnus, maybe they would have still tried to like unite. Because Kurz had the visions, and like obviously Magnus knew what was going on. Like he knew he was the Emperor's son because of all that psychic stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty interesting.
Cool. Next one. I have one from Joey_Zard. Will Leman Russ ever return to the Space Wolves? Yes. Because GW would make a ton of money if they brought him back.
I don't think it'll be anytime soon because Forge World released his model a few months back. So we gotta wait a little bit and then put it out.
Yeah. Maybe next edition or the following edition after that. Yeah.
Morpheus 28993. I'm just about to start my first army. What's a good place to get paints at? I would go for GWs, but they're a bit too expensive.
You can go to Michael's and get the tester paints. Those are pretty good, and you can rack them.
Rack City. Back in 5th edition, I got freaking paints at Walmart. They're not the best, but if you're just trying to see how paint works, you know, what color schemes and whatnot, go with those because they're only like 99 cents. And it's like a pretty big stack of it.
And certain colors, especially the darker colors and the heavily pigmented colors, look really well. Once you get into like your yellows, your whites, those look shit. Yeah.
And I was using gold back in the day, so like a lot of the details were just gone.
Yeah. Next question comes from Jamestown. What is the Tau Empire's policy on mutants?
Basically, if you listen exactly to what the Tau tell you to do, you're part of their empire. If you say you're going to follow the greater good, if you go and lend your resources, your army, you're good. Just don't cross that or else you're dead.
Yeah. Well, but if there's like a fire warrior with a mutation, I'm pretty sure they're gonna kill them all.
Oh yeah, because if there's any slight chance of the Ethereals losing control, you're gone.
Next one. You have one?
Alan Bochard. Hey guys, or however you identify yourself. I've never played 40K, but over the past few years I've come to love the lore. No small thanks to you included.
Aww.
I was wondering, is there an easy starting material to approach the canon? I've been binging on the wikis and I've been hoping for something with a little more meat. Any suggestions? Also, I'm very close to getting a squad of miniatures, but I haven't figured out who or what yet. If you really want to dive into the lore head first and get like a grand scope of things, I'd say go with the rulebook. The 8th edition rulebook talks about each individual army as well as like a huge chunk of Imperium lore. Or you could just go with the novels.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the rule book because you're going to need it if you start playing.
That's true. Yeah.
So might as well just kill two birds with one stone and just get the full big rule book. And you should start off with Space Marines. Everybody does.
We did.
We did, yeah. We start off with Space Wolves. Next question comes from Cessville. Not a wholesome name. Can you review the galaxy map with all races in it from the codices like Tau and the Necrons? I love your videos, by the way. Keep up the great work. Yes, I'm gonna try to do a 40 facts on like the galaxy, and there's an interactive map that I've seen, and we'll see if we can like somehow use it. You can check it out right now on the wiki page. They have the interactive map. Next question. You have one?
Oh yeah, Daniel Pearson. Why can't anyone just leave the galaxy? Even if the warp only works in the Milky Way, and even with light energies, it's like a good way to get out of all the shit in the galaxy. Huh?
Because of empty space. So it's the same reason that we can't really travel to another galaxy, or we probably won't ever travel out of this galaxy. The space between them is like...
You're just saying it's too far.
Yeah, it's too far.
Okay. Wormholes.
Well, no, because the warp is kind of like a wormhole and it doesn't really work. There is the old ones left.
Yeah, that's true.
And they haven't been back. Do you know why? Because of space.
You got anyone?
Yes. Lord Muffin Token.
Oh.
Do you film all the For the Greater Wars on one day and just change shirts? No, we actually keep the same shirts. And yes, we film all in one day.
Yeah, like all for 1 week. It's not like we do like 365 and have them all ready for a year.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't work.
No. Because we run out of questions.
Last question. Do you have one?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Jake Kingsman. Have there been any Kroot mercenaries that work for Dark Eldar? So if you didn't know, the Kroot don't just work for the Tau Empire. They are mercenaries. Pretty much anybody can have them. You see them in some rogue traders. I think even orcs have bought some just to turn on them later on. But yeah, they work with pretty much any race in the galaxy.
There's even been some rogue... Oh, you already said rogue traders, right?
Yeah, rogue traders got them.
Or was it an inquisitor? Well, either way. Those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. Thanks for the questions, guys. And yeah.
Yeah, keep on asking them. Put question before your question, and up-like the questions you like so they can rise to the top, and we'll get to those first.
Yes.
As always, he is
Gershwan.
I am the wholesome sound alchemist, and we'll be out of here.